So I'm just noticing a couple of things about this axe cut cordwood, and I wanted to share it. One thing is, it's kind of really interesting how with the axe you're slicing through the wood, and so you have these really clean surfaces of exposed end grain, and you can actually really easily see the rings and the growth record of the tree, versus if you look over here at, this is chainsaw cut wood, and you can see the rings on some of these pieces, but on a lot of them, if the saw was a little dull or whatever, you can't, it's much more raggedy, and the grain, the life of the tree is not as apparent. I don't know that that's actually important, but I thought it was interesting. And it's just, you can look at this wood and, just the grain, at least for me, it jumps out at you. And then the other really interesting thing that I just noticed was on some of this wood, which is really freshly cut. This is all cut in the last week and a half or so. And we've been having some really cold nights, like down into the single digits Fahrenheit, down to 0 a few times. And there's like, I hope you can see, there's little bubbles coming out of the porous grain near the cambium, and there's sort of this sticky sap residue there, and if you taste it, it's sweet, and I think the frost is actually freezing the sap and forcing it out of the tree, and then it's condensing, evaporating here right at the surface at these pores. And I mean, you can taste it, and it's very sweet. It's the sugars, the stored sugars. Anyway, I've never seen that happen before, and this maybe happens all the time and I've never noticed it, but I actually look at this wood all the time, whereas, the wood I cut with a chainsaw, I don't, I just stack it and walk away. So, yeah, and maybe it's just the clean cut of the axe versus the chainsaw. You're just slicing through those tracheids and maybe leaving them open to ooze out sap. Who knows? Versus, tearing through them with the chainsaw, or even a buck saw, with the, that's a little bit of cherry right there. I had to knock down this little cherry tree to get this ash to come down. One of these ashes to come down. But it's all, otherwise this is all maple, or not maple, ash, white ash. And I'm only seeing it just on a couple of these pieces here, but I just thought it was really interesting. I haven't gone around to the other side. Oh, there's some right there. Can you see it? Anyway, ash candy.